Well, Pam Bondi, our Department of Justice head, failed the test to see what kind of metal she was made out of, along with Kash, Patel, and whether they were going to set up an investigation, authorize an investigation, and a possible prosecution of people related to the Signalgate affair, the use of the Signal app to communicate confidential, top secret military secrets and war plans of the Trump administration by top officials. How many other times did they do it? When did it happen? Why did it happen? What was the thinking? What about Hegseth? Was he impaired at the time? You know, all the things you do in an investigation. And when your boss is at the heart of it, you set up a special counsel, the way that Merrick Garland did. But already Pam lock her up Bondi, remember when she chanted, or she accepted the chance of lock her up against Hillary Clinton, and Kash Patel, who wrote a book before he became FBI director in which he bemoaned a two-tier justice system because Hillary Clinton wasn't prosecuted and jailed for having an email server. What are they doing now? Absolutely nothing. Can't say the same for our audience or for me. I'm Michael Popok. You're here on the MeidasTouch network. Everybody that's independent and bipartisan is calling for an investigation to get to the bottom of what happened. Even Republicans in Congress are setting up a investigation, including of the national security committees of the House and the Senate, to determine what happened. That's what the hearings have been about. Inspectors general would also normally look into this issue, but they've all been fired by Donald Trump, which leaves us to whether there's been crimes committed. How do we know there's not been crimes committed? That's up to a Department of Justice prosecutor, or in the case of a conflict of interest, a special counsel being appointed. Dan Goldman is calling for it from the House, a former attorney himself and a lawyer for the Department of Justice and other things. And even Republicans are calling for it, but not Pam Locker-Up Bondi. She was at a press conference today to brag about the capture of a narco-terrorist in Virginia, but she took questions. And during those questions, she, no pun intended, signaled that she's not going to open an investigation. And she did it with the old distraction tools of Hunter Biden, Joe Biden, and Hillary Clinton, and those old tropes and saws. Here's a clip.
The Signals chat controversy that's going on. Is DOJ involved at this point? If so, why? If not, why not?
Well, first, it was sensitive information, not classified, and inadvertently released. And what we should be talking about is it was a very successful mission. Our world is now safer because of that mission. We're not going to comment any further on that. If you want to talk about classified information, talk about what was at Hillary Clinton's home that she was trying to bleach a bit. Talk about the classified documents in Joe Biden's garage that Hunter Biden had access to. This was not classified information, and we are very pleased with the results of that operation and that the entire world is safer because of it. Thank you all very much. Thank you for coming.
Does that appear to you to be somebody who's apolitical, that's independent, that's, as she said she was going to be during her confirmation hearing, that's conducting her office and the Department of Justice without fear or favor, and not favoring her boss, Donald Trump? Does that look like somebody that's doing that? Or does that look like what it is? A political hack that is attacking the old, bringing the old gang back together again. Joe Biden and his box. Well, Joe Biden and his box of documents, so to speak, that were left in the garage, they were investigated by a special counsel appointed by a Democratic attorney general. His name was Merrick Garland, or maybe you missed it, and maybe you missed the 300 or 400 page report issued by Robert Hur, a Republican who was appointed as the special counsel to do the job. So that's apples to bowling balls. Hunter Biden may have had access to the garage. Right. Hunter Biden's rummaging around the boxes from 10 years ago, 15 years ago when Joe Biden was vice president. Right. He's also, according to MAGA, he might have left the coke behind during the security check at the White House. You know, their attacks on Hunter Biden know no boundaries. I was really struggling with brain fog and feeling groggy in the mornings, and I was looking for some sort of healthier alternative to just hitting the espresso shot button a few more times with my morning cup. All right, it's March. Spring is just around the corner, and it's the perfect time to refresh your routine. Maybe you're thinking about shaking off the winter blues or focusing on your wellness or simply finding a new way to feel energized throughout the day. Well, here's one change I can actually stick to. Ditching the endless cups of coffee for something better, mud water. If you're looking to cut out those coffee jitters or avoid that afternoon slump, mud water is the perfect nourishing drink to help you power through. It's not your average cup of joe. With a blend of cacao, chai, turmeric, and adaptogenic mushrooms, it helps you feel more focused without the crash. It's smooth, steady, and honestly, it just makes you feel better. And it's easy because we're all busy, right? So just 2 minutes, mix it with hot water or milk, and you're set. No hassle, no over-caffeinated craziness, just pure focus. So whether you're ready to embrace the new season or just want a fresh start to your daily routine, give mud water a try and say big today. Our listeners get up to 43% off your entire order, free shipping, and a free rechargeable frother. Head to MUDWTR.com and use the code LEGALAF at checkout. And now mud water is available at Target and Sprouts locations across the U.S. So it's never been easier to grab a cup of this pick-me-up. Every single ingredient in Mud Water's products are 100% USDA certified, organic, non-GMO, gluten-free, vegan, and kosher. There's also zero sugar and no sweeteners added. Each ingredient in Mud Water serves a purpose. With organic ingredients for a clean, natural boost, Mud Water's smooth, earthy flavors provide a delicious and natural source of energy. To use Mud Water, you simply drop the powder into your favorite mug, pour some water on it, and give it a mix. Some go wild and add creamer, honey, or even CBD. There's also caffeine-free blends available. The best part about Mud Water is it provides sustained energy without the spikes and crash of traditional coffee. Ready to make the switch to cleaner energy? Head to mudwater.com and grab your starter kit today. Right now, our listeners get an exclusive deal up to 43% off your entire order, plus free shipping and a free rechargeable frother when you use code LEGALAF. That's right, up to 43% off with LEGALAF at MUDWTR.com. After your purchase, they'll ask you how you found them. Please show your support and let them know we sent you. Keep your energy natural and refreshing all year long with Mud Water, because life's too short for anything less than clean, delicious energy. And Hillary Clinton, of course, bring out Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, who famously responded when she heard the news that they were using a relatively insecure Signal platform to communicate about war plans and target packages to bomb the Yemenis a couple of days later, or the Houthis supported by the Iranians in Yemen, I should say. Her response was with emoji eyeballs, "You got to be kidding me." You know, you got Kash Patel, before he became FBI director, wrote in one of his books about, you know, the Biden crime family and a list of 70 people he was going to go after if he ever got into power. And he said there was a two-tier system of justice because Hillary Clinton should have went to jail. Well, if Hillary Clinton should have went to jail, don't you think as the FBI director you should start an investigation as to whether there's crimes been committed? How many times have they used the Signal app? How else have they used it? There were some pertinent questions asked during the congressional hearing. Was Pete Hegseth, who's acknowledged his public drunkenness, was he impaired when he was using the Signal app and revealing the war package, the military data about the attack? How else have they did it? Why is information being deleted and not stored for the American people in violation of the Federal Records Act? Has the Espionage Act been violated? A criminal offense. But to Pam Bondi, you just heard her. Nothing to see here. Successful operation. Look, I'll take that from the press secretary, that puppet. I'll take it from her. You know, her spouting the party line and towing the line of the political response. Even Donald Trump can't figure out what happened. The reporting is his initial response was, they did what? His next response was, there was a mistake made, and I think Mike Waltz might have learned the lesson. What's the lesson exactly that's been learned? Why isn't Mike Waltz why hasn't he resigned already? Why hasn't he been fired? Look how quick they got all the participants out of the country, knowing that they did something wrong. You got Waltz that got sent off to Greenland. You got Hegseth that went abroad. You got J.D. Vance that went to Greenland to go watch a dog race. Yeah. You don't think they got out of town because the White House told them to get out of town to try to tamp down on this fast-moving story and the coverage of it? And Pam Bondi, so I'll take it from the press secretary. Even Donald Trump doesn't think things went well. Marco Rubio at least had to confess something went wrong. That's right, Marco. Something did go wrong with you as the acting archivist and the national and our Secretary of State. And you were participated in that signal chat. That's an understatement. Donald Trump then called it a glitch. He's trying out all these new ways to defend what happened. It was a glitch. The whole administration is a glitch. The whole administration is a laughingstock within the United States and outside the United States. They're busy bashing and hating on the Europeans and the Biden administration. You know where this didn't happen? The Biden administration. Say what you want about Sleepy Joe and Checked Out Joe, and he didn't know what he was signing, Joe. He didn't violate protocol and use an insecure line to talk about war plans. The Biden era. I'm wistful for the Biden era. I am nostalgic for the Biden era and its competence. Let's bring it back. Pam Bondi should resign. She's already demonstrated with the first great test that she cannot do her job, that she is nothing more than a bootlicker for the president. She's nothing more than an apologist for the president. She's nothing more than a politician masquerading as the person at the top of the Department of Justice. And I got news to Pam Bondi. She is not the head of the Department of Justice. Donald Trump has already declared that he is the chief law enforcement officer in the land, not her. She works for him, which I knew already. We know how the executive branch works. Kash Patel should resign immediately. Can't do his job. Can't trust him to do his job. You know the Democrats and every other administration would have already appointed a special counsel. Bar none. Everyone, Republican and Democrat, but this one. Well, when your party and your White House is led by a convicted criminal, this is what you get. When you let him choose the lawyers around him, this is what you get. We'll continue to follow it right here on the MeidasTouch Network and on Legal AF, the YouTube channel. Come on over there, watch my work along with about a dozen other contributors at the intersection of law and politics on Legal AF. And then, of course, the podcast Legal AF every Tuesday and Saturday. Why did I say Tuesday? Every Wednesday and Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this MeidasTouch Network. I know why I said Tuesday. I've got a new podcast, a new show called Popok Live, hour-long, Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on this MeidasTouch YouTube channel. So until my next reporting, I'm Michael Popok. In collaboration with the MeidasTouch Network, we just launched the Legal AF YouTube channel. Help us build this pro-democracy channel where I'll be curating the top stories at the intersection of law and politics. Go to YouTube now and free subscribe at Legal AF MTN. That's at Legal AF MTN.